Finally. Hi. Hi. How you doing?
What do you want, man?
I'm Peter. I just arrived.
Yeah? So what?
Thank God that they let us leave our cells and go outside. At least for a couple of hours every day, right? What's your name?
What? Do you want to have a conversation with me or something?
Heck no. Well, maybe yeah. It's just because...
In jail?
Yeah.
Just wait. You still got the unpleasant part ahead of you.
Really? That sounds promising.
You already been in Z12?
Z12? Yeah.
Then just wait and see what you're in for, dude.
Worst at the dentist?
Yep.
Painful?
Oh, yeah.
Damn.
Hold on, man. You gotta go through it.
I'm gonna try. Okay, can I ask you something?
What?
I would like to... Can I borrow your ketchup for a moment?
Hey, man. That's a special privilege. For that, you gotta do at least 2 years first.
Ketchup counts as a special privilege?
Of course. I behaved myself for 2 damn years. Crazy, huh? But seriously, you'll learn to value things like that fast. After you got 2 years of dry bread and watered-down soup behind you, a bit of ketchup seems like a delicacy.
Could I maybe borrow some bread from you?
Sorry, dude, I still need that.
You coming with me? Downstairs in the yard? I've got to get some fresh air. And this pacing back and forth in your cell can't be healthy either.
No, not now. We can't. I'll go first.
Can I ask you something else? About these officers here.
Yep.
What's up with Officer Burton?
Oh, him. That yellow rat. He's nothing more than a big mouth. Don't think about it.
You can scare the hell out of you sometimes.
Yeah, that's all just show. He just tries to cover up the fact that he's afraid. Every day on the job is a nasty challenge for him. Out here in the wing, he plays the drill instructor. But over there in the guard room, he's just a little boy.
And why is that?
Just watch those boys a bit. You'll see. There's not just wackos behind these bars.
What can you tell me about Officer Smith?
Officer Smith, Mr. Nice Guy.
I'm not so sure about that.
Hey man, watch out, he's a psycho. Everybody here knows that. Don't fall for his friendly ploy.
What do you mean by that? He's a psycho?
He is the worst sadistic dude in this whole prison, aside from those nuts in the U-wing. Even Burton is afraid of him.
Well, what's wrong with him?
A classic case of a paranoid maniac, if you ask me. They did something. Him. If I wasn't in here, I'd sell him an insurance right away.
Okay, so how should I behave now, if he's on duty?
Just act totally natural, then everything will be okay. But I'll give you a tip. Don't ever scare him. Normally, he's really quiet. But when something scares him, he goes crazy.
And what happens then? Does he become...
There are 2 possibilities. Either he passes out, or you don't want to be there for the other possibility.
You mean he becomes violent or something like that?
Come on, let's not talk about it, okay? I just ate.
There is something else. Can I ask you something else? Can you tell me something about yourself?
What do you want, man? You want to marry me or something?
Hey, come on. After all, we'll probably be stuck here together for some time. What's gonna happen to you here?
I suppose it's my turn soon.
What makes you think that?
Well, for 2 whole years, I've been trying to be good and get a couple of extras. For time out in the courtyard, cigarettes in the cell, ketchup for that awful grub.
And, of course, never got anything.
Of course not. Not from those sick bastards. But a couple days ago, Burton came into my cell and gave me the ketchup. He said I should ration it and really enjoy it.
You mean they granted you a kind of last wish with this ketchup?
That's how I see it.
Good grief, you really think they're gonna kill you?
Of course.
Aren't you afraid?
Bullshit. I'm insured real good.
What did you do?
15 murders, 47 breaking and enterings, 28 cases of assault and battery, 12 robberies, 62 cases of willful damage to property. Anyways, those were the things they could prove.
What do you mean? How did all that happen?
Well, I had this job in the Lower East Side. When they converted the factories to robotics, I moved to the suburbs and tried my hand at insurance. You know, going from door to door. Good afternoon, ma'am. How are you today, sir? I've got a great offer for you.
Yeah, of course. And your business wasn't running too well, huh?
Not at first. But then I figured out how I could improve business. Increase demand, you know? You know, insurance only works when people are afraid. Afraid that something might get stolen, or that someone will break in. Fear they might get mugged. Fear they could die, or that their loved ones might have an accident, lose a finger, get sick, whatever. Fear is the key to the insurance business. I only needed one training course to understand that.
And then you,
I helped a little bit, yeah. You wouldn't believe how fast people can get insured once they've seen how dangerous life can be. There are so many things that can happen to you. It's terrible, really bad, man. You're not safe anywhere.
Do you regret at all what you did?
What do you mean? The same could have happened to me. There's bastards just like me walking around all over the place. I'll give you some good advice, little guy. If you should ever get out of here, which I strongly doubt, never open the door for an insurance man.
I'll definitely keep that in mind. How long have you been here already?
For 3.5 years. I was in Wing 17 first, but they moved me after 3 weeks.
Why is that?
Oh, you know. Small differences of opinion one day.
3.5 years is a pretty long time.
You know the usual. Sit-ups, push-ups, the occasional fight in the courtyard. I try to do some business, man.
Prison insurance?
Yeah, protection money, you know? But since they moved me from Wing 17, I've got no more clients.
Can I ask? It's about this jail here.
Uh-huh.
What kind of jail is this here anyway?
You mean you don't know?
I've never heard about it.
It's worse than Alcatraz here, bro. You're in maximum security for highly dangerous individuals. Welcome to the club.
Highly dangerous individuals.
That means there's nothing but psychopathic killers and terrorists here. And what are you?
I'm just...
Yeah. You innocent or what? Of course. Just like me. We're all sitting because of a big miscarriage of justice. Come on, officers, give us the keys. We want to go. We got appointments outside.
Well, what I wanted to say was that
Come on, man. Don't give me the usual bullshit. You're here, and there's a damn good reason. Get used to it, pal. You're not getting out of here.
What do you mean with, I'm not getting out of here?
You ain't getting out of here, no. If you make it in here, you don't make it out, man. They drag you out here by your feet, man.
Did anyone here ever manage to break out?
Of course. 3 years ago, there was a guy who tried. Oliver Redding. What a sick bastard. He saved his margarine for months. And somehow he got over the wall. Greased himself up. Wanted to swim across the bay.
And? Did he make it?
Well, it surely wasn't a bad plan. He definitely could have dealt with the icy water in the bay. He could swim good, too.
But?
Yeah, well, they shot him good until he bled. And then they quietly watched while the sharks tore him to shreds. Jailbirds with margarine, man. Those sharks sure had a good time.
Oh, God. Did you know him?
Of course. He was a damn bastard. If the sharks hadn't done him in, I would have done it.
Oh. Why is that?
He owed me.
I understand.
2 pieces of bread, man, and a pack of smokes.
You would have killed him for a pack of smokes?
And 2 pieces of bread, dude.
Sorry, I forgot the 2 pieces of bread.
You'll see. You'll learn to appreciate 2 pieces of bread here.
There is something... Do you have any idea what's happening in this sector down there?
You mean the U-Wing? Oh, that's real special down there. That's where they wear down the terrorists. I think it's pretty unpleasant down there. They scream like they're on a skewer.
The terrorists? And what about a trial? Don't they have a judge to hold court here in jail?
A judge? There ain't no judge down here, bro. Your trail already happened. You probably didn't have any time to go, did you?
I didn't have a trial.
What? They didn't read you your prison committal in the car?
Yeah, of course, that they did.
You see, that was your trial, man.
Who's down there at the moment?
Hey, you know what? That is exactly the kind of guy who was in your cell before you. For your sake, I hope that's not a bad omen. They didn't keep him here for very long, but they were in one hell of a rush to get him down there.
Do you know his name?
I think it was Torvald, or something like that. He was only here for a few days, but he was yelling some kind of crap throughout the whole wing.
Yelling? So, what was he yelling?
Man, some shit about surveillance and computers or something. Bunch of crap.
And now he's down there.
No idea. I bet it hurts like hell, though. I mean, he kept yelling some slogans down there, but that stopped too. Now it's mostly just screams you hear.
Do you have to go down there too?
No, man, I told you that's only for terrorists down there. Innocent, good old boys like me here get preferential treatment. I've got a first-class ticket to hell.
Does that mean you're only doing your time and that's it?
That means they're gonna hang me nice and friendly. They call that long neck treatment here. It's like winning the lottery. I am one damn lucky boy.
There is something... Actually, where are the other prisoners?
There are never that many of us here. There aren't that many serial murderers and terrorists anyway. And they're always reducing the number of prisoners, you know?
You mean they're gonna...
Yep. Terrorists are already gone after a couple of weeks, mostly. They get taken down there, then you hear some screaming, and then out with them.
Out with them? But where to?
I suppose there's enough space in the bay, and the U-9 unit can always use some replenishment.
You mean they kill all the terrorists and then throw them into the bay?
Maybe they stuff him and put him somewhere. Anyway, I haven't seen any of those bastards around here for more than 2 weeks.
But I can't imagine that they would kill prisoners here without so much as a trial.
No? Why's that?
Because it is...
Illegal?
Exactly.
Go tell your lawyer or your mom. I'm sure they'll take care of it for you. Good luck.
Can I ask... I would like... Okay.
You must be Peter Wright. Well, hello.
Yes, sir.
Leave out the sir. We're all in the same boat here. We don't need to make our lives any more difficult with all these formalities. Have you got everything you need?
Oh,
you can talk to me anytime. If you've got any problems, he's kind of strict. But that's what happens when you get passed over for every promotion, as long as you're up here. Let's just get along with each other.
Everything's okay, sir.
Okay. See you.
Officer Smith?
What's wrong?
I have a few questions.
Of course.
Can I ask you...
Sure, why not?
How did you get this job here?
I was chosen.
Chosen? May I ask, by whom?
Oh, it was a government recruitment unit, working on Lunar 5. I was there for a 4-week vacation in the summer of 2038, and there were those terrible storms down here.
Yeah, I remember that.
It was just like a dream. 4 weeks vacation, out in nature, and afterwards straight into a job.
Officer, I've noticed that you sometimes stutter a little bit.
What? I stutter? What? What stutter? Well, maybe I do, but I have it completely under control.
Of course, I don't want to embarrass you or anything, but where does it come from?
I don't know. And that's none of your business. It's private. Please respect that.
Sure, and I definitely didn't want to,
I can't answer that question, and it makes me angry when I am calm. Totally calm. You have nothing to fear, Mr. Wright. Absolutely nothing.
Yeah, I know. It's very good. I'm sorry for that. A recruitment unit at Lunar 5? They have something like this up there?
Oh, yes, of course. We work very closely with Lunar 5.
That's very interesting. You know, just recently I made a trip there. I won the lottery, you know.
I did too. Sometimes you're just lucky in life.
And you tell me that? Just like that? Isn't this classified information?
Why should it be? And even if it is, when you come back, or rather, if you come back, you won't remember any of it anyway.
And how does this cooperation with Lunar 5 work exactly?
The program's been running for 15 years. We keep in close contact with the station. We let them borrow doctors and security guards, and in return, we recruit personnel from among the guests.
What? These psychos?
Psychos? What do you mean?
Officer, Lunar 5 is a brainwashing institute. No one who was there comes back in his right mind. That means almost nobody. So you are seriously telling me that this prison refers to employ brainwashed personnel? People who were at Lunar 5 before? Who were watched around the clock? Who even doubted the state itself? Although, yeah, of course. Now it makes perfect sense.
What do you mean? What are you talking about?
Do you remember why you were on Lunar 5, officer?
What? Why? I was on vacation. Vacation.
Are you sure?
Sure. Sure.
Why are you stuttering now?
I'm not stuttering.
Vacation. And what did you see before you went to Lunar 5? Did you see UFOs, officer? Did you feel watched? Did you maybe have psychological problems?
No, I was on vacation. I was on vacation on Lunar 5. I was chosen in a recruitment program.
You were chosen because some kind of drugs transformed your brain into mush. Because they erased your brain and then stuffed it full with lies. Just like you do now with these guys in Sector U9. Isn't that right?
Well, we detain terrorists here. Terrorists. I was on vacation. Just on vacation.
That's complete nonsense and you know it. If you weren't a guard here, you'd probably be sharing a cell with me.
That's not true.
Then thank you, officer.
Okay, Wright.
Officer Smith,
What's wrong?
I have a...
Of course.
Can I ask,
Sure.
how did you get this job here?
I was chosen.
Chosen? May I ask, by whom?
Oh, it was a government recruitment unit working on Lunar 5. I was there for a 4-week vacation in the summer of 2038, and there were those terrible storms down here.
Yeah, I remember that.
It was just like a dream. 4 weeks vacation, out in nature, and afterwards straight into a job.
A recruitment unit at Lunar 5? They have something like this up there?
Oh yes, of course. We work very closely with Lunar 5.
That's very interesting. You know, just recently I made a trip there. I won the lottery, you know.
I did too. Sometimes you're just lucky in life.
And you tell me that? Just like that? Isn't this classified information?
Why should it be? And even if it is, when you come back, or rather, if you come back, you won't remember any of it anyway.
And how does this cooperation with Lunar 5 work exactly?
The program's been running for 15 years. We keep in close contact with the station. We let them borrow doctors and security guards, and in return, we recruit personnel from among the guests.
What? These psychos?
Psychos? What do you mean?
Officer, Lunar 5 is a brainwashing institute. No one who was there comes back in his right mind. That means almost nobody. So you are seriously telling me that this prison refers to employ brainwashed personnel? People who were at Lunar 5 before? Who were watched around the clock? Who even doubted the state itself? Although, yeah, of course. Now it makes perfect sense.
What do you mean? What are you talking about?
Then thank you, officer.
Okay, Wright.
Officer Smith?
What's wrong?
I have a few questions.
Of course.
Can I ask,
Sure,
how did you get this job here?
I was chosen.
Chosen? May I ask, by whom?
Oh, it was a government recruitment unit working on Lunar 5. I was there for a 4-week vacation in the summer of 2038, and there were those terrible storms down here.
Yeah, I remember that.
It was just like a dream. 4 weeks vacation, out in nature, and afterwards straight into a job.
A recruitment unit at Lunar 5? They have something like this up there?
Oh yes, of course. We work very closely with Lunar 5.
That's very interesting. You know, just recently I made a trip there. I won the lottery, you know.
I did too. Sometimes you're just lucky in life.
And you tell me that? Just like that? Isn't this classified information?
Why should it be? And even if it is, when you come back, or rather, if you come back, you won't remember any of it, anyway.
And how does this cooperation with Lunar 5 work exactly?
The program's been running for 15 years. We keep in close contact with the station. We let them borrow doctors and security guards, and in return, we recruit personnel from among the guests.
What? These psychos?
Psychos? What do you mean?
Officer, Lunar 5 is the brainwashing institute. No one who was there comes back in his right mind. That means almost nobody. So you are seriously telling me that this prison prefers to employ brainwashed personnel? People who were at Lunar 5 before? Who were watched around the clock? Who even doubted the state itself? Although, yeah, of course. Now it makes perfect sense.
What do you mean? What are you talking about?
Okay. There is... When do I come to station U9?
Hasn't Fred told you that yet? When we're finished with the current client.
Client? What a nice word for what's happening there.
Isn't it? I much prefer it to the other terms. You know, I always say, we've got to keep a bit of humanity.
That's really grand of you. But wouldn't it be better if the name was terrible and the treatment more humane?
Oh, it's already gotten a lot more humane, really. It's been months since we had any... let's not talk about this. I can already feel a headache coming on.
Sure. No problem.
That's nice of you, Mr. Wright. Really nice.
I don't want to go down there.
If you just confront your fears, it won't be half as bad.
But I don't actually have a choice. There's no alternative. I don't know what to expect. That's what scares me the most.
Then listen to me, Peter. I'm telling you what will happen. It'll hurt. A lot. But afterwards you won't remember it. The pain will go along with your memory. It only takes a moment for it to be over.
There's some... It's about Officer Burton. There is also... He is denying me an attorney.
Yes, that is regrettable.
Exactly. Maybe you could arrange for one.
No,
That's all? No?
that's all. I'm so sorry.
For just a moment, I still had the hope that this here was not an anarchic place where laws are broken every day.
No, Peter. You have to look at it another way. You had your chance when you were a citizen, but you chose differently.
And what am I now?
Now you are someone we have to protect our citizens from.
That means that at least I'm still a someone.
No. Strictly speaking, you aren't anyone anymore.
Although I'm here, and I am here, am I not?
Exactly. You're a nobody because you're here.
You don't even know what I supposedly did.
Other people make decisions about that. Here, we just do our jobs. I'm sorry, Peter, but don't worry about it. Everything will be all right. We'll look after you.
There's some... His information is pretty unsettling.
Yes, terrible, isn't it? We have such a lousy job. Do you realize the strain I'm under? Having to cope with all of this, sometimes I suffer more than the prisoners. Because of that, I'm trying to make your stay here as pleasant as possible, as long as you're being detained up here.
That is really nice of you. And what do I have to expect when I'm no longer up here?
Ah, well, there's no hurry. Don't you worry about it. It's pretty quick sometimes. You hardly feel it.
I barely feel what?
Have you been out in the courtyard today? The air is marvelous, and at the next yard exercise period, you should really...
I hardly feel what, officer?
Everything in good time, Peter. Don't drive yourself crazy. Just enjoy the small things. Make the most of the day. Get a bit of fresh air out in the yard. Look at the trees. Listen to the sparrows. Life can be so beautiful.
There is also... Then thank you, officer.
Okay, Wright.
Great sky. Air. It's just great to be finally outside again. He's a bit jumpy.
Prisoner 1478, Wright. Don't touch the wall or we'll open fire.
Either the watchtower is not manned, or they installed a cam bot up there. And that's why I don't see anyone. I better put it in my pocket. Otherwise, they might confiscate it when they check the cells again. The upper cells close. If I'm not mistaken, the cell doors on my level will open in a moment. Officer? Sir?
You got a problem, right? What is it then? What's wrong? Is your mattress not soft enough for your terrorist behind?
Can I ask you a question, sir?
Today must be your lucky day, right? So I don't mind having a chat with a bastard like you.
I have a question about your colleague, sir.
And?
Could it be that your colleague is a little bit jumpy, sir?
What's that supposed to mean?
I just noticed it, sir.
Well, he had a trauma. Because of a bastard like you. Be careful with him. Agent 768 is just a kindergarten bully compared to him. It's easy to get him wound up.
I understand.
Afraid? There's only one person here who should be afraid, right?
Yes.
Sir!
Of course, sir. Your colleague seems to be a pretty decent guy, sir. How about you following suit?
I'll let you in on something. Wise ass. Officer Smith might give the impression of being an overweight weakling, but if you think he's more easygoing than I am, then you're wrong. Smith got 94 out of the 100 points in the admission exam. And do you know why? Because he gave the most brutal answer possible to every damn question.
Really? He doesn't actually give that impression, sir.
If I think of what he did to prisoner from Z-43 with a... Oh, God, even I feel sick. But they had to take him off duty for the U9 block. It was just too enthusiastic. So, if you're afraid of me, and you should be, right? Then you should be even more afraid of him. He's dangerous.
There is something else. I have a question about the other prisoners. Am I allowed to talk to the other prisoners?
During the yard exercise periods, your neighbor, Jordan, is a big fan of yours, I believe. He had a really good time with your predecessor.
Where is my predecessor now?
In the sick bay. You know, Jordan's not really meant to be in this place. He's just a respectable murderer.
There is something else. There is something else. I have a question regarding my arrest, sir. Why am I here? Aren't you even going to read me my alleged crimes? So you don't know either.
Are you trying to be funny with me, right? You arrest warrant states T, as in terrorist, and SST, as in state security treatment. That's been good enough for everyone else. If you're suffering from amnesia...
I would like to talk to an attorney.
An attorney? Hang on. I'll get you a messenger right away.
Really?
Where do you think you are, right? The only attorney here is the prosecuting attorney.
But...
By talking when Agent 768 interrogates you.
How long will I have to stay here, sir?
He really is a tough kid. I'll give him that. But I think we've almost broken him. Then it's your turn.
My comrade? Who would that be?
Only a couple of days.
So I'm going to be in here for an...
And maybe even longer.
What is this C-12 treatment?
Nice boys, aren't they? You know, a lot of people say that Dr. Treach is a bit of a lunatic. But personally, I quite like that. That crunch when he opens up the crown of the tooth. And then the sound of the drill on the exposed nerve. I've recorded a disc. His most beautiful procedures in 5.1 surround sound. That gets under your skin, right? Why am I telling you? You were there.
And what are you trying to achieve with this perverse cruelty, sir?
Let's just call it preventative measure. We only want the best for you here, right?
There is something... I have a question regarding this prison.
Then spit it out before I change my mind.
When is yard exercise?
Sir!
Yeah. Now,
When I feel like it, you loser. But I'm warning you, right? And I would advise you not to rush it.
do we get time in the yard, sir?
What is this? You can hold your face up to the fresh air during the yard exercise period. Don't forget to check out what happens when you...
What happens then?
Let it be
What is Cell Wing U9, sir?
our petting zoo in the basement. We have a hell of a lot of fun down there, really. We have some great conversations down there. Who knows? He always has his whole toolbox with him. Even I have to leave the room when he takes that out.
You torture the prisoners?
Sir!
Sir?
We interrogate. Torture is only used in totalitarian regimes.
I understand. Where are we, actually?
Don't you know that, right? You're in the state penitentiary on Governor's Island. Doesn't it say that? Somewhere in your terrorist handbook?
As a prisoner on remand.
I wouldn't bet on it, right? The only people who get out of here are the ones who leave in body bags.
This is illegal.
Illegal? This prison is here to deal with guys like you. And we will deal with you. You aren't the only one who was brought here with...
There is something else.
Any more?
No, that would be it, sir.
Okay. You check the doors downstairs, and I'll check the ones here in the corridor. And stay totally calm, all right?
Get out there, Wright. I have to check your cell.
Better not. I'll certainly be... Brett hopefully won't. The upper cell's closed, if I'm not mistaken. Officer.
This is what's wrong. Any more?
No.
Everything.
Get out there, Wright. I have to check your cell. There we are. It almost looks inhabitable in here. I have to hurry. So far, it's still quiet out there, but I only have a few minutes. There, my friend, I just relieved you from your pain, and from the bad crowd you were hanging out with. Quick now. That was close. The upper cell's closed, if I'm not mistaken. Officer.
This is what's...
I have a...
And?
Where is Officer Smith?
He's off sick, right? Something really strange happened when he was talking to you.
Yeah. I think he poured ketchup over his head, right? And why exactly did he do that?
He can't remember anything. When the cell door slammed and the red stuff started dripping down on it. You don't have anything to do with this, do you?
Me? No, sir, absolutely not. Maybe it happened over there with Brett.
I'm gonna keep an eye on you, right?
Yes, sir. Totally. There is something...
Any more?
No, that... The upper cell's closed. Officer...
This is stuff. What's wrong? Any more?
No. Okay. Now or never. Let's do it then.